Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Next English. I'm Molly.
And I'm Matt. Hello, Molly. It's great to be here.
It's good to have you, Matt. In our last episode, we started telling a short story about planning a trip, and we focused on all the great vocabulary in that story.
That's right. We learned some good words like keen, road trip, and a fly in the ointment.
Well, today, we're going to continue that same story, but we're going to focus on a different part of the language, the grammar.
Ah, grammar. This is a topic that can be a little difficult, but it's so important for sounding clear and natural.
It is. And today, we'll look at 6 different grammar structures from our story, from an intermediate to an advanced level. We'll break them down and make them easy to understand.
That sounds like a great plan. And for everyone listening, this is a wonderful way to learn. You get to see the grammar used naturally in a real story.
Exactly. But first, a quick and friendly reminder for everyone.
Yes, if you enjoy our lessons and find them helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel, give this video a like, and share it with a friend. We really appreciate your support.
We do. Thank you, everyone. Okay, Matt, let's start our grammar lesson. Okay, here is the first part of our story. I'll read it, and for everyone listening, just listen to the flow of the language. I've been trying to take the train more often recently, so I booked a ticket from London to Inverness. When the day finally arrived, I boarded at King's Cross, and as we picked up speed, I watched London disappear behind me.
That's a lovely start to the trip. I noticed a grammar tense right at the beginning. I've been trying. What is that?
That is the present perfect continuous.
That sounds like a big grammar term. What does it mean?
It's simple. The structure is have been plus the ing verb. So, I have been trying. We use it to talk about an action that began in the past and is still continuing up to now.
Ah, so the focus is on the ongoing action. She started trying in the past and she is still trying now. The action is unfinished.
Exactly. And in natural fast speech, you'll hear us contract I have to I've. And we often say the word been very quickly, like been.
So, I have been trying sounds like I've been trying.
I've been trying to take the train more often.
That's a great tip. Okay, what's the next part of the story?
Here's the next part. If I'd known the route was so beautiful, I'd booked a window seat. The journey, which took around 8 hours, passed surprisingly quickly. Before I knew it, I was in Inverness.
Wow, okay, there are 2 big grammar points in that one. Let's start with the first sentence. If I'd known the route was so beautiful, I'd booked a window seat.
Yes, this is a conditional sentence. It's called the third conditional.
And what do we use the third conditional for?
We use it to imagine a different past. It's often used to talk about regrets, things we wish we had done differently.
So in the story, she didn't know the route was beautiful, and she didn't book a window seat. Now she is imagining that different past.
Exactly. The structure is if plus past perfect, and then would have plus past participle.
So if I had known, I would have booked.
You got it. And you'll notice the contractions she used. I'd known is short for I had known.
And I'd booked. That's a double contraction.
It is. It's very common in fast speech. I'd of is short for I would have. It's good to practice hearing those.
That's a great tip. Now, what about the second grammar point in the middle of the next sentence? The journey, which took around 8 hours, passed surprisingly quickly.
That is a non-defining relative clause.
That sounds very technical. What does it do?
It's actually very simple. It just gives extra information about the noun. The main sentence is, the journey passed surprisingly quickly.
And the part in the middle, which took around 8 hours, is just extra non-essential information about the journey.
Exactly. And you'll notice in writing, we separate this extra information with commas. When we speak, we pause a little before and after it.
Okay, this is great. I think we're ready to move on to the B2 or upper intermediate level grammar.
Let's continue the story. I'm so used to endless traffic jams in London, and the further I drove, the more beautiful it got.
Okay, let's look at that first phrase, I'm used to. This is a very common one.
Yes, if you are used to something, it means it is normal for you. It's not strange or new anymore.
So in the story, the traffic jams are a normal part of her life in London.
Right. And a very important grammar rule, the phrase be used to is followed by a noun, like traffic jams, or a gerund, the ing form of a verb.
So I'm used to traffic, a noun, or I'm used to sitting in traffic, a gerund.
Exactly. Now, what about that second part? The further I drove, the more beautiful it got.
I like this structure. It's the plus comparative, the plus comparative.
Yes, it's a great way to show a cause and effect. One thing happens, and as a result, another thing changes.
For example, the more you study, the more you learn.
Or, the harder I work, the more tired I get.
That's also true. It's a very useful and smart-sounding sentence structure.
Okay, we've made it to the final C1 or advanced level of grammar. Let's finish our story. What struck me as I drove along was how changeable the weather is there. The drive wound past glens and lochs, on and on.
That first sentence sounds interesting. What struck me was. Why say it like that?
That is a cleft sentence.
Another technical name. What does it do?
It's a way to add emphasis. The main idea is, the changeable weather struck me. But that's a simple sentence.
By starting with what struck me was, you are putting a spotlight on the last part of the sentence, how changeable the weather is.
Exactly. It makes the new or interesting information feel more important. It's a very common structure in spoken English. What I need right now is a cup of tea.
I like that example. Okay, let's hear the final part of the story.
Here it is. Just as I was on the verge of giving up ever finding it, the cottage came into view. Little did I realize how far it was from civilization. I'd forgotten to buy any food. I wolfed down a bag of crisps and tumbled into bed.
Wow, okay, 2 very advanced structures in there. Let's start with on the verge of.
That's a great idiom. If you are on the verge of doing something, it means you are very, very close to doing it.
So, on the verge of giving up means she was about to give up. You can also say on the verge of tears, which means about to cry.
Yes. And now for the last one, and it's a very advanced grammar point. Little did I realize.
The word odor is all mixed up. It sounds like a question. Did I realize? Why is it like that?
This is called negative inversion. When we start a sentence with a negative or limiting word like little, never, or not only, we invert the subject and the verb. We swap them.
So instead of saying I little realized, we say little did I realize. Why would we do that?
For emphasis, it makes the statement sound much stronger and more dramatic.
Can you give another example?
Sure. Instead of saying, I have never seen anything so delicious, you could say, never have I seen anything so delicious. It just adds a lot of power to the sentence.
Wow, we have covered a lot of grammar today, all from one short story.
We have. And for everyone listening, you can see how you learn these structures naturally by hearing them in a context. Let's do a very quick review of the 6 grammar points. Present perfect continuous for ongoing past actions. Third conditional for imaginary past regrets. future perfect continuous for the duration of a future action, be used to for something that is normal, the comparatives for cause and effect, and inversion for emphasis, like little did I know.
That was a great lesson, Molly. It shows how much grammar we use every day without even thinking about it.
It does. And that's a good place to pause for today. We hope this was a helpful and interesting grammar lesson for everyone.
Yes, thank you all for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe and share this episode. And for today's comment, try to write a sentence using one of today's grammar points.
Ooh, that's a good challenge. Maybe a third conditional sentence about a regret. We would love to read your examples.
We would. Until next time, keep practicing.
And have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.